One world government and the religion of the Antichrist. Revelation 13, 2-4. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? The one world government stems out of the prophecy about the Antichrist, who would come in the last days and will win the hearts of many to himself. Again, the Bible did not directly say that the Antichrist will come to establish a new religion. Howbeit, it is clearly stated in the book of Revelation that the beast will try to usurp the worship of the King of Heaven, and this is the reason an angel will warn the world not to worship the beast. Therefore, whatever desires to be worshipped and enforces such desire has directly or indirectly established a religion, whether it is named or not. There is no direct scriptural reference that mentions a one-world government or the New World Order. However, there is enough evidence to come to the conclusion that a one-world government and the New World Order will one day take formation. And if we look at the world as a whole, we can see that the world is moving towards a one-world government and the New World Order. After centuries of technological progress and advances in international cooperation, the world is more connected than ever. We can see the true effect of globalism in our world today. Globalization is the word used to describe the growing independence of the world's economies, cultures, and populations, brought about by cross-border trade in goods and services, technology, and flows of investment, people, and information. Now, it is important that we are still some distance away from a one-world government. Knowing human nature and how much nations do not get along, there are those who believe that a one-world government is pretty impossible because all countries love their own independence. And we can see this throughout the corridors of history. Our nation, the United States, obtained its independence by issuing the Declaration of Independence, adopted by the Continental Congress on July 4, 1776. The 13 American colonies severed their political connections to Great Britain. The Declaration summarized the colonists' motivation for seeking independence. By declaring themselves an independent nation, the American colonists were able to confirm an official alliance with the government of France and obtained French assistance in the war against Great Britain. Another example of a country wanting independence is the United Kingdom and Brexit. Brexit is an abbreviation of two English words, Britain and exit, and refers to the withdrawal process of the United Kingdom, UK, from the European Union, EU. There are a tremendous amount of moving elements that need to fall into place for the whole world to fall under one ruler and one government. That is why so many people believe it is not feasible or possible. Many believe for this to happen, it will require some divine intervention or some supernatural intervention. And that is my point. When the Antichrist is revealed, he will be a being like no other. He will be supernaturally gifted and energized by the very power of hell. He will be charming and charismatic. He will have demonic charisma such as the world has never seen before. For him to be able to join such a fragmented world, he will have to overcome geopolitical issues, religions, language, and cultural issues. For him to be accepted, the kingdoms of this world will be given unto him. Now, let's take a look at who currently holds the kingdoms of this world. Matthew 4, 8-11. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and sheweth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Jesus unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. In Matthew 4, 8-11, Satan attempted to tempt Jesus with all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. And this is what I believe Satan will give to the Antichrist, the kingdoms of this world. Adam and his descendants gave the devil this authority. God gave Adam the earth as a stewardship. Genesis 1:28 through to 30. And Adam willingly turned it over to Satan. We all know that ultimately all things belong to God. But God allows Satan to function as the god of this age, and we see this in 2 Corinthians 4:4 for a purpose. Look at the way the world is in contention with one another. This nation against that nation, this president against that president. The only way the whole world will converge under one leadership is through supernatural forces. We see in the book of John that the spirit of the Antichrist is already in the world, preparing the way for his arrival. Although the specific governmental structures by which the operations of the Antichrist will be guided are not expressed explicitly in the Bible, but the Bible says he will have great influence. According to Revelation 13:2 through to 4, John described the Antichrist as one who would be empowered by Satan. He will be established on Satan's seat and will be given great authority by Satan. The whole world would wonder at the beast and will worship the beast and Satan that gave him such power. The Antichrist will be so dreaded that people will proclaim that none can make war with him, like it was in the days of King Nebuchadnezzar, when he ruled over the world. The Antichrist will also have such an influence that will compel the world to obey him, but not only to obey him, but to literally worship him. All unbelievers will give allegiance to this Antichrist during the Great Tribulation period. Revelation 13:7 and 8 says that the beast will make war against the saints and overcome them. Even though he is not of God, he will be given control over the affairs of the world for a short time, and everyone whose name is not written in the book of life will worship him. Revelation 13:16 and 17 says, And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Plus the fact that the Antichrist will demand and forcefully compel people to worship him. He will sit on the economy of nations and decide who can and cannot transact in his economy. It will be as simple as if you do not have the mark, you cannot buy or sell. The Antichrist will put his own name or the number of his name on everyone as a seal of ownership. Meanwhile, no one will be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast. The argument about the feasibility of this prophecy is already very weak looking at the transformation that technology has brought to commerce on our day. The idea of cashless policy is currently being practiced, and we see how well it's working, and it's being embraced. Gone are the days when people have to move large sums of money and stand the risk of being robbed. Just with your ATM card or your mobile phone, you can travel around the world and get transactions made with greater ease using digital banking. In the same way, the Antichrist will introduce his mark as the only legal way by which monetary transactions can be carried out, so that life will be almost unbearable for anyone without the mark, as they will neither be able to buy nor sell anything without the mark of the beast. If we closely look into Revelation 13:7, it is plausible to reach the conclusion that the Antichrist will introduce a one-world government. It reads, And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, and tongues, and nations. Apart from the fact that the Antichrist will be empowered to overcome the saints, he will be given power over all, not some, but all tribes, languages, people, and nations. This also means that he will most likely enforce the submission of all nations to him. Daniel 8:23 through to 25 says about the Antichrist, And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself against the prince of princes. But he shall be broken without hand. Biblical prophecies may defy human understanding, but they will keep unveiling with time.